completely out of control ever since Theo took Brenda. And I understand that he's worried, but if he keeps going off on people like he did to Sean, he's gonna make things a lot worse for himself. And you cannot keep Dad in check and find Brenda. Jason, let me help you. I
don't want to put you in a position where you could be hurt or violate your parole.
I don't need to be protected, Jason. That's the point. What happened today proves that I can take care of myself. Look, a guy had a gun pointed at me, and I took it away from using the stuff that you taught me. I thought you'd be proud of me.
That you could have been killed?
No, that I don't have to hide behind you anymore.
You up for a visitor?
Yes.
Oh, I remember how awful the coffee was in this place. When I was waiting for Michael after the bus crash, I thought you could use a cup that actually had some flavor. Vanilla. Hope that's okay.
Delicious. Thank you.
So, how are you?
Well, the doctors think I'm gonna make a full recovery.
That's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's a miracle, actually, considering what was left of that limo.
Yeah.
And thankfully, Sonny had taken precautions because I think, yes, I know, it would have been a lot worse.
Yeah, it would have been. But you
Yeah.
survived.
I did.
So, why are you sitting here with a sad face?
Am I? It's silly, actually.
Well, I promise I'm not gonna laugh.
So there's this nurse who works here, and she came in and she was showing me a picture of her kid, and he's the sweetest little boy ever, and I just can't stop thinking how Jason and I will never have a child.
All right, let's get something straight. You didn't have to hide behind me.
Wasn't necessarily holding my own either, was I? Before Pentonville, I never needed to. No one ever get in my face with Dad's guards standing around. But in Pentonville, I was fair game, and you knew that. That's why you sent yourself to prison, because you knew I didn't stand a chance there by myself. But I'm not helpless anymore, Jason. You taught me how to defend myself, how to take control and get the upper hand of any situation, and that's exactly what I did today, and I was good at it.
Look, I know that you're strong. I know that you're smart. I know that you're capable. You can keep calm in a crisis. The bus crash proved that. But this is not the life for you. Your dad and I don't want that.
See, then you sound like Mom.
Well, Carly's right. So is your dad.
But Dad doesn't want me to be in the business because he doesn't think I can handle it. Not the way that Dante would have handled it. The problem is Dante chose a different path, so why can't I choose the kind of life that I want for myself?
Okay, so this is what you want to do right now,
It's what I
right?
want to do, yes.
Okay, what about 10 years from now? What about 20 years from now? See, you're not even thinking about the things that you have to give up because of this life. Things that you might not care about today, but someday you will.
Like what?
Well, like having a family.
It's not that I don't love my life with Jason. I do. I do. He is everything I could ever want.
Sometimes you can't help but wonder, you know, what it would be like if you'd made different choices. Yeah, I do it all the time. You know, if only I'd tried harder in high school, studied more, you know, maybe I would have gotten a scholarship to college, but that's not the way things worked out. And I'm okay with that. And if I'd never taken that job at the club, I wouldn't have met you.
It's true.
Or been introduced to Michael.
Yeah.
And he's an amazing person, and I'm sure a lot of that credit goes to Jason. You know, Michael just thinks the world of him.
That's exactly what I'm talking about. That's what makes me so sad. Every time I see Jason with Michael, I can't help but think what an incredible dad he would be.
So what's stopping you guys from having a family? I mean, what?
I got shot a few years ago, and they told me that I couldn't have kids. Well, that's at least what they told me at the time, but now there's this new procedure that could possibly change everything. But that really doesn't matter because Jason and I just aren't set up for kids.
You know, I wasn't much older than you when I started working for your dad. Yeah, I got fed up. I got fed up with everyone telling me, you know, what I should do and how I should feel. And Sonny was the only one who didn't. He accepted me, he gave me a job, and most importantly, a purpose.
Yeah, he gave you a chance to prove yourself. That's all I'm asking.
No, but all I wanted when I got into this business was just to feel competent. Okay, I didn't realize how much this business would define me. I didn't realize how many options this business would take away from me. Like having a family and children.
I don't know you wanted kids.
I have a kid. I'm Jake Weber's real father.
Does this Lucky know?
Yeah, Lucky knows. Lucky, Elizabeth and I, we agreed that it would be safer if I gave Jake up. So Jake doesn't even know me. And I doubt he will ever know me. And I can't tell you how much I miss that kid. I don't want that to happen to you.
Maybe I don't want kids.
Maybe not now, but you will. I mean, I would love to have a family with Sam, but I can't.
Look, I'm sorry, Jason, I really am. But I have to figure out my own life.
I know. I just don't want you to wake up one day and realize it's too late. All I'm asking you is to give yourself a better chance at a future.
You're checking in on me already. Don't worry, I'm not running around the hallways or doing laps or anything. I'm just sitting here reading my book because I have lots of them. What's wrong?
Michael could have been killed tonight. He was following one of Theo's men. Guy pulled the gun and Michael jumped him.
Is he all right?
He actually got the gun away without getting shot. Dante is the guy down at the station for questioning.
What was he thinking?
He was doing exactly what I taught him. And now he's all fired up thinking what happened tonight proves that he can actually handle being in the business.
Ugh, are you kidding me? That's the last thing you would want.
I know. I tried to explain to him all the reasons he's going to regret it later on in life.
Well, do you regret it?
You know, when I made the choice to work for Sonny, I really had no idea how it would affect my life and everybody in my life. And you. I mean, you gave up so much for me.
I made a choice too, Jason. I want to be with you. I love you. I wouldn't change a thing about our life.
Yeah.
Where are you?
I'm at the hospital with Sam. Why?
Sean needs to see you. He's with me at the house, and he says he has information that you'd want to hear.
You want to talk, you come to me. You don't put Carly in the middle.
I didn't have a choice. Theo had men waiting outside the bank where I kept the safety deposit box. Things were starting to get ugly when the security broke it up. It gave me enough time to make off with the records, but Theo's not stupid. I didn't want to risk approaching yours, Sonny, directly in case his men were watching.
Did you find a lead?
When I worked as a courier for Theo, he would have me deliver documents to a holding company. And Theo had it set up in New York, but there were several subsidiaries.
That explains how Theo was able to do business without anybody knowing who he was.
Theo may have leased space through the holding company or one of the subsidiaries. Could be where he's holding Brenda.
This could help. Thank you.
Like I said, I pay my debt.
Hey, got your message. What happened?
Almost committed murder in the middle of the PCPD. The guy that Dante brought in for questioning, he's the guy who drove Brenda away in the van.
It's not like Theo to leave a loose end, especially one that's going to talk to the cops. Are you sure this guy's telling the truth?
Dante let me get in his face until he started talking. Mac played along. The guy was so scared he would have sold his mother
Yeah,
down
but you
the
see
river
where he took Brenda.
to the airport so he could trade off with Theo. He'd have put her on a plane. She'd have been across country. I never would have seen her again. Apparently, he drove back into town.
So Brenda can still be here in Port Charles.
I don't care about territory or truces. Because I'm gonna tear apart this town brick by brick. Until I find her. With the Sean guy.
Sean came back from Manhattan. He found a name of a holding company in Theo's records. This was a company that Theo set up before he came to Port Charles, so I gave all the information to Spinelli. He's doing his research, and hopefully we can just come up with an address.
It's a good lead.
It would help to know what Theo's trying to accomplish. Taking Brenda, blowing up the limo. It's almost like you're his target, not Brenda.
You're right. You know what? This started with Theo avenging his son. He's messing with me. He wants a war. I sure as hell will give him one.
Hear from Spinelli soon, maybe we'll catch a break.
Yeah, well, that's if Sean's intel is good. You think it is?
Yeah, I think it
You
is.
do?
Yeah, I do.
We will see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Let's get in tonight. You okay?
I've been thinking about motivation and why people do the things they do, especially men like us.
And?
Theo is an arrogant son of a bitch. But this is more than about a father wanting revenge for his son. His ego is wrapped into it. It may have started with Brenda, right? But now he's got her. He's using her as a pawn because he wants to flush me out. He's making this personal between him and me. Initially, I think Theo did target Brenda over Alexander, an eye for an eye. He probably thought she had information about how his son died that would take him in a different direction. Doesn't really matter because his motivation changed once Brenda left Rome to come to Port Charles. Once she was under my protection, we were gonna get married. Theo's focus shifted. I got under his skin, right? Stakes went up. This became bigger than Brenda.
Could make sense.
Yep.
No, Theo's not used to being challenged. He's not used to coming up against somebody who has as much power as he does.
Right. I remember having conversations, with Theo, and he would say, how arrogant I was, and I guess he wanted to teach me a lesson. He dropped hints about fathers avenging sons. He was taunting me. He wanted me to figure it out. However this pursuit of Brenda started, Theo's in it now to torture me.
Your husband.
Falls into place if you think about it. Showdown between me and Theo. It's not a random thing. Let's take the limo explosion. He was recreating Lily's death. He wanted me to think I had just watched Brenda blow up. Like my first wife.
So he wanted you to suffer emotionally.
He wanted to cut me off at the knees. He wanted to paralyze me so I couldn't function and retaliate.
Which means he knows a lot about you personally.
He does, because he would always talk about how thoroughly he researched me.
Okay, so where does Brenda fit in?
Brenda's a means to an end. Do you understand how much this kills me, that my enemy is using my wife against me? This was not supposed to happen.
Sonny, we do what we can. We both should have learned that by now.
I know about ego, Jason. I know how it strips away your humanity. It's all about the win. I know how Theo thinks. And I know what drives him. And the fact that he's got Brenda scares the hell out of me.
If you hurt me.
I'm gonna destroy this son of a bitch.
I think I know what Theo is.
Theo finally made a mistake. He took on the wrong guy. I'm gonna crush that piece of garbage, and I'm gonna bring him to his knees. And then I'm gonna kill him, bring him to the other families, so they can see what happens if you dare come after me or my family.
Okay, that's too much info.
You said you figured something out.
I think Theo thinks that Brenda's baby is still alive. That she gave it up for adoption in Africa, and now she's the only thing standing between him and a family reunion.
So once Theo realizes that Brenda really did lose the baby, there's no reason for him to keep her alive.
Dr. Coordinate, 2505.
Hey, you. I didn't expect to see you so soon.
I don't like the idea of you being here alone.
I'm fine.
Oh, you're fine.
I am.
That's what you always say.
I'm always right.
Are you?
So,
Yeah.
What's going on out in the big bad world?
It's been all this tracking information that we got from Sean about Theo's holding company, and once we get an address, we can maybe figure out where he's actually keeping Brenda. But until then, it's just a holding pattern.
It's the worst.
Seeing you on that gurney,
Nurse Weber, report to pediatrics.
that was the worst.
Nurse Elizabeth Weber to pediatrics.
But you're okay.
I am.
And I'm not gonna think about it. I just wanna be here with you.
Well, that is very sweet. I have some good news.
I could use that right now.
I'm getting out of here tomorrow.
What? Are you sure it's not too soon? You don't
No,
wanna
yes,
push it.
I'm sure. Patrick told me that I was good to go. He said that I would probably experience some severe headaches or something from the concussion, but he was just warning me, so now I'm warning you. Don't panic.
Okay. You know, I still have the offer on the table.
Oh, yeah.
Have you decided what you want to do to celebrate when we get you out of here?
Why put off till tomorrow what we can do right now?
I don't even get this. They're just staring at each other, standing in the rain, getting wet. I don't.
They don't care. They love each other.